Hi, my name is Leesa Ashley, and I am an actress who's based out of Baltimore. I first discovered my love for acting at the age of 8. It was the Nutcracker. We went to see the Nutcracker. And when you're in, elementary school, every year you go to see the Nutcracker. And so, but my mom took me, and it wasn't a high school play. This was like the full-on Broadway production of the Nutcracker, and I was mesmerized. So after that, my mom got me into an agency which did modeling and acting, and I actually did really well at both. They saw me as a model because back then I was really small, but acting's always been my passion. I had a wonderful acting coach back then, and I did land 2 commercials and a cable television promo by the time I was 12. So that was really great. And then, you get into high school, life kind of takes over. You think you know everything. If you're good, you can stay honed in and really focus on that talent, but I didn't get a chance to do those things. So I kind of went through high school, went to college, got married, started a family, had a very lucrative career with a very well-known corporation. And one day I was sitting with my husband watching Taraji P. Henson in a movie, and I was like, I should really get back into acting. And it's so funny because that was 10, maybe 12 years ago, and all I wanted to do was be in a play. Like I wasn't even thinking TV, I wasn't thinking film, I wasn't thinking, film fest or connections or any of that. All I wanted to do was to show that I could memorize lines, embody a character, be on stage, and get off the stage and know that people enjoy my performance. So I started with a local theater here in Baltimore, which is really one of the most well-known, the oldest black-owned theater, which is Arena Players. A lot of celebrities, Charles Rock Dutton came out of Arena Players, Nicole Ari Parker came through there, Jada Pinkett Smith came through there. And so I figured, why not just go where some of those people, I know where they started, so that's where I went. And Arena Players was really instrumental in just kind of helping lay the foundation of me doing theater. They were going through a renovation process. So I remember walking into this theater, and there's like walls being put up and floors being torn up. And I'm like, am I in the right place? But as I look back on it now, I was totally in the right place. I learned how to do Shakespeare through Arena Players. And my first play was a play called Waiting for the Sun. And I remember getting the call saying, come to Arena Players, we want you to audition for this play. And I thought, you would have thought that it came with $1 million check attached to this invitation, because this was it. All I wanted was to be in a play, and I got called to be in this play, and I showed up, and the writer said, here are the lines. I need you to read these lines. Come on, let's sit down and let's read them. And I was like, okay. And I read them, and I didn't know if he liked it or if he didn't. And after a half an hour, he's like, okay, what's your schedule looking like? And I remember driving home that night, and I was like, this is it. Like, everybody's gonna know who I am, because this play is gonna be a hit. And we rehearsed and we did props, and I was the character, and I was walking around feeling like I knew it all. And 8 people showed up at the theater. 8. And so that was my first lesson, that this was not going to be some golden brick road like on The Wizard of Oz. That wasn't going to lead me straight into this, hey, can I have your autograph type environment. And but I loved it. The thrill and the rush of being on stage in front of even 8 people was enough to make me do it again and again and again. Then one day, a really good friend of mine said, you know, you're doing all of this training, you're doing these theater productions, you've now traveled up and down the East Coast doing this stage play. What are you going to do now? And I was just like, I don't know. When I'm ready, when I'm seasoned, when I'm prepared, I'll move into the next round. And he's like, well, how do you know if you're prepared if you're just staying stagnant in that one spot? He's like, you're getting the training, you're doing the plays, you're doing nothing with it. You're just sitting in one spot. I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure out how to transfer what I know from stage over to TV. And everything was so different. There was no stage left, stage right. You know, there was no, the energy, you have to develop that own energy for yourself because you don't get the reaction back from the audience. I think my first time going in front of a camera was HBO. And that was really great for me was having my own web show. There's a relationship between me and a camera, any camera, that just gives me life, so to speak. So that was great. And I went from HBO Veep and having my web show to doing background on other shows, and finally getting called for the lead role on a TV show for BET. And she's like, yeah, listen, whatever. Can you come to DC? We want you to come in and read. And I'm like, yeah. So I go to DC and I walk in this office and there are Emmys on the wall. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 Emmys on the wall. And I'm just like, and so now I'm shaking and I'm sweating and I'm nervous. And so I go in and I read for this role and I get a call and she's like, we're almost guaranteed that you're gonna book the lead for this show. We're just waiting for the last higher up. And I'm like telling my family and they're excited. And then I get that email that's like, hey, sorry. Yeah, the other girl looked more like the person that they wanted, and so you just didn't kind of nail it.
We gon' walk it out and move on down.